Hello everyone, this is Diane. Thanks for coming to my channel once again. Today is an introduction to these Ephemera's Heartsong journals. And I've got quite a lot of work done on one of them, and I've got my pages cut for the second one. So, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I just gave a brief glimpse of this. The video was not about these journals, but I did give a brief glimpse at the beginning of the video. This is a digital kit from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and it's called Ephemera's Heartsong. And I bought the kit a long time ago, and I've had it printed for a long time. And I decided I better make it. I thought it would be fun, and I wanted to do a quick and relatively uncomplicated pair of journals. And I was going to just make one, and then I decided if I'm not going to put a lot of extra embellishment and stuff into it, then I could make two without too much effort, because I just want to do something that's a little bit simple now that I've just completed one that was a little more complicated. So I printed the kit again, and I printed it on I chose the 8x10 size, and I had these two library book covers in my stash, so they're just the right size for these. And I printed this page twice, or an extra time, and this one an extra time, so that each of the covers will have one of these little art journaling or collage dolls on the cover. All right, so I will be Mod Podging this, and I have to cover up where this tape was, because even when I can remove the tape, it left some sticky residue, and you can see it. But I wanted the purple edge to show. That's why I chose this purple cover. So I had this strip. It's a digital piece. I don't know where I got it. And I'm just going to Mod Podge that onto the cover like this. And it'll wrap around because there's tape on this side too. And then I will Mod Podge this. I'm not going to do the Mod Podging on this video. I'll Mod Podge this on top. Wonder if I could, no, I think I want it underneath. And then on this side, I will add this as the liner page, because this is what's going to be next to it. So that's my plan for the cover. I do want to take a look at some fabrics for the spine, because I think this is going to be a challenge. I'm going to put these pieces in a drawer so they don't get lost. I'm going to put these pieces on my little shelf over here. And I'll need this one so I can look at some fabrics and try to match something up. Well, this journal kit. Well, let me show you the journal kit first, because I don't have any of these added into the second journal yet. So there are 8 pages. This looks a lot different than the one that I already had printed. The other one that I had printed is a darker purple. So I think I had a different printer even when I printed the first time. So it looks like art journaling and doodling, really fun stuff. There are 2 pages that have the paper doll on them, the collage dolls. And then this page with the little versions of them as a little pattern. Maybe this is the one I'm thinking of that was extra dark in the other pages. So that's the extra one that's going to go on the front cover. And then you get ephemera pieces. You get envelopes. I don't really understand this one. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but I think I'll just cut it up and use it. I don't know how to fold that, but here's a coin envelope and another one. Journaling cards, little tiny library cards, some tickets. This is not part of that. Some butterflies, So a lot of fun elements to include in the journal. I'm going to put all these pieces in my little drawers here, except for this one because it's too big. And here's another card. All right. Oh, there's more. There are dolls, figures, and then some cards, labels, and 3 quotes like that. This is all extra stuff I've added to the pile. All right, now, this is an unusual color palette for me. I don't deal with purple a lot and the hot pink, fuchsia, whatever you want to call it. So I don't have a lot of fabrics and this sort of vibe. So this can be a challenge. So I'm just getting these pages out so I can look at the pages as I look at the fabrics to see if anything clicks for me. I did pull out different types of fabrics. So I have some patchwork, and I need the fabric for the spine. So I was thinking of something like that. It would tone down. I think this would work, and it is just tall enough to wrap around, but I need 2 because I'm doing the other cover also. So that's a possibility, but let's see what else I have here. I have these kind of vibrant patchwork pieces, and it depends on the section that I want to use. I think this right here is really cute with the little kids, and it's got purple. So if I turn it this way, I could use this section of it. I think that would work, and I think it would be more fun than the brown one. Of course, this is way wider than I need, so some of this would get cut off, but that's a possibility. I like that. This one has the batting in it, but I could always take the batting out because it's just tied with knots. But that would work. That section right there would work. Oh, I guess this isn't as hard as I thought it would be. And I have this patchwork piece. Yeah, that would work. It's not a problem. I also have this sheet. I thought this piece of the sheet would work, but I don't know. If I decide that the patches are too complicated, this looks really nice with that. And I even got some chenille out, but I think I'm going to stick with the patchwork or that piece of sheet, and I will figure that out later on my own. I just wanted you to be involved as I'm, looking at the possibilities, and that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I've got several possibilities there. So now what I'm going to do is get started on the second signatures. I have all the pages cut. I just need to put them together, and they're pretty much put together into these are the ones for each signature. I just have to put them in order and add these pieces that kind of fell out of where they were supposed to be, and add, that goes on this one, add these pages. I did not print on the backs, but I'm adding some things to the backs. I'm stenciling on like maybe 1 page in each signature, but also doing some other fun embellishments, because white is okay in this journal. It's not vintage at all, so I don't think I'm inking anything really, not as far as making it vintage. I might ink with color. And because I printed the whole kit twice, each journal will have all of the elements from the kit. Often I will divide up a kit between two journals. But because I'm keeping the journal rather simple, I thought I need to make it more fun by adding in more of the digital pages. So there are, I think I said 8 pages and 3 signatures, so I can't divide them evenly unless I printed an extra page, which I didn't think I needed to do. So one of the signatures has 2 pages and the other 2 signatures have 3 of these pages. All right, so I'm going to start with this, and I have double-sided paper. This is the right, they don't have pages, all the same pages and all in the same order in this kit, in this journal like I usually do. So I think this is the bundle I want for the first signature. And I will add my digital. And see, on this one I glued a vintage embroidery transfer, and it is a bit crinkled and aged, which is pretty cool. I like it. Here is a vintage ledger page with flaps. Even not vintage, but it's a Tiffany catalog page. An encyclopedia or dictionary page. And this one I left a little too long, wide. They look pretty close. And this is a vintage coloring book page, which I thought was really fun. This one got colored in. And then I have this page that will be a pocket. Once it's sewn in, I will glue the edges, and I'm going to trim it a little bit shorter. Okay, then with this signature, I'm starting out with a book page. I hope that's the right. I don't know. Oh yeah, I had it upside down. Starting out with a children's book page, and it's an adorable book called Marshmallow, and it's the rabbit named Marshmallow. Botanical page. And a green ledger page. digital. And then this book page. And this, it's going to be turned into a pocket, envelope. And I'm going to trim this smaller also. This is pattern and sewing instructions for a doll costume. The other signature. Okay, that's 2 signatures. Then we have, oh, that's the pocket. Scrapbook paper and a digital. This one is brighter than the one I had printed previously. They're pretty close, but this just looks brighter. I love these teacher planner pages that have different colors. And a children's book page. This is a computation page. A map page from an atlas. Some kind of a log record book. A paper bag. Wrapping paper. And a pocket page. So why do I have these extra pages? I'll have to go back and figure that out. I'm not gonna waste your time while I do that. So, keeping it simple, so I'm gonna put this one in the front, I guess. I'm going to make a little library type of pocket here. Hopefully I have enough cut-off pages left to use a cut-off. I have all my cut-off pieces here. In too much. I think this one is too short to fold up and make into a pocket. So I'm gonna get out some more paper, I guess. Yeah, because I want a double-sided one so you can have a pattern on both sides. And this one I'm going to turn into a long pocket because it says dance as if no one was looking. So that'll be a side pocket. This is the paper pad I'm using, Modern Millinery from Colorbach, and I got this at Walmart. I had a package of it that was almost gone, and I had bought another one because this is pretty inexpensive double-sided paper at Walmart. I think it was $10 for double-sided. I think it's gone up a little, but that's a pretty good price. So I just need one to make a library pocket. And then I'll use this one. I need it to contrast with the pink. I'll keep that paper pad handy. Let me get some measurements here. This was 3 3/4 wide, and it's 5 inches, and then the folded up part is not quite 4 inches. So 3 3/4 by almost 9. Go this way. Well, I cut it a little bit shorter, but I don't mind because I kind of felt like that was longer than it needed to be. And I'll just round the top corners. Did I say I'm not doing any sewing? So I'm just gluing everything. So I could put it this way, or I could put it this way. I think I like it better with more of that pattern showing. And I added one of the quotes. What I did with the first set of signatures was mostly I added stuff that wasn't part of the kit. I did, you know, add a few pieces of the kit, but I wanted to make sure I had other kinds of ephemera and especially some vintage stuff. And then I went back with the pieces of ephemera that came with the kit and added those things in. I know if I was making a real library type of pocket, I would have pieces here to fold around the back, but I'm keeping it simple. And I'm going to add a paint chip. I'm going to turn it into a tag. I might look for different colors of paint chips next time I go to Walmart. This one has a burgundy one, which looks nice. I guess that's a decent one. And I'll put something on the back for journaling, and I'll add something to the top of it. And because I put glue down the sides, you don't have all of that width to work with, so. But it's wide enough for one of these. This is slightly different in color. And I'm clipping a lot of things to the pages, and I will add something to the paper clips. I'm just using plain paper clips. I've got some old ones on the top that feel a little bit grungy, so I don't want to use them in this kind of journal. I'll save those for more vintage style journal. Okay, so here I'm going to add a couple of the elements, this label and a ticket. These are both the digital elements. I'm going to make another pocket right here. So that doesn't have to be double-sided. See how long this, oops, sorry, how long this pocket is. I put in the other journal. It's 4.5. By 2 3/4. These are little elements that I'm going to add into the journals. I'm going to put them in a safe place. I have a cute little, if I can get this pin in here, vintage game card that's foreign. It's on my shelves, so I'm going to try to not shake the camera. But it's one of these German cards that I got at the flea market. Just tuck that right up there. And I'm going to use the hot pink coin envelope just to tuck that into this pocket. Did I put anything in there? Not yet. I have these bright pink heart-shaped paper clips. I had 2 of them, so that was perfect. put a green one in. And I have a certain book page I want to put in there, but I may have put that book away, so I'll look for that later. But it's vintage penmanship book. I thought that would be fun. Just stick a page in there. Oh, I got it right here. Handwriting aid for elementary teachers. So that packet is full of fun. I'll do another packet over here. I could use these little strips for embellishing. This is going quicker than it did with the other book because I'm just copying what I did in the other book. Looks like I'm being extremely decisive, but I thought a little bit longer on the other ones. This is why I thought I could handle doing 2 of these journals. And I hope you guys really like these. I think they're very fun. Okay, so here I'm going to add one of the journal cards from the kit and some paper money. Some play money. Not real paper money. Oh, and I added some of the elements that I used into this pile, but I didn't add the play money. And I have a digital guest check. I'm not sure. They might have been from the Media shop too. And then on this side, I'm going to add a little digital library card. And just another digital that I have from some other shop. And this page is complete. I've got 10 minutes to start on another page. And I'm not doing a lot of stuff to most of the pages. Some pages I'm not doing anything to. This one I'm going to add some of that embroidery transfer too. Let me make some space here. So I have a sheet of the embroidery transfer paper, but I think I want to save these dolls for something else. So I'm going to get a different paper. This is great, kind of that magenta color. All right, I tried using a glue stick, rubbing a glue stick all over, and then laying it on the back of the transfer paper. But I think the first one I did it to in this book here, it didn't want to stick, so I had to keep sticking some glue under the edges. And I think it was because the paper was old. It's older than this one, but this one is vintage. So I'm just using my wet glue. Put stuff out of my way. You can see it's crumpled up there, but I don't care. I think I like that look. Try to straighten it out a little bit, but it's going to look crumpled. And I thought it was neat to put that transfer paper on the back because it gives a nice vintage decorative element, so it's not just plain, but you can write on it. It's pale enough that you can write on it. It's nice to have a day that I can dedicate time in here. And I should have today and tomorrow. I could have Friday, but I'm trying to take Fridays off. I didn't do a very good job of that last week because I really wanted to finish those document journals. So there's that page, and you can write on that. That looks pretty cool. I love that color. I think that's all I did to that page. Looking for the signature that I'm copying. Not sure where I put it. Is this the one? Yep, this is the, see, this is the one I'm copying. So where's the one I am working on? There it is. I move things out of my way so I can work, and then I lose them. And then I have ledger paper. I'm gonna get that from a different book. They don't have to be the same, but I guess I switched what I was working on because this matched the other one. But I had the page, I don't know, I had the pages different. So I'm just gonna put a butterfly journal card here. I'm probably over 45 minutes. No, I'm not. Okay. Good, because I'm having fun and I'm not ready to quit yet. I was thinking maybe I wouldn't do any videos on this. I would just work on it and do videos on other stuff and just surprise you with a completed journal. But here we are making a video. This is a little label from the kit. And that page is done. Guess we're just going to switch this whole thing. Okay, didn't do anything to that so far. And on this one, I am going to just glue some dyed paper for journaling, and that will reinforce. This is thin and vintage. It is, it might be, it's either French or Italian dictionary. I'm going to put some dyed paper there, and it'll go all the way across, so it will reinforce that fold. Ooh, I'll use this. There's purple in the digital kit, so this will give me a chance to use some of my purple paper, since I don't use purple very much. And I don't need it to go edge to edge. I just wanted to have some space for journaling. And you can still see the dictionary page. Well, actually, you can't see much of it because I added another paper to the edge. You can see it all on the other side. I think I like this side better. I did not dye this paper. I purchased a selection of various dyed papers in different colors, and it included purple. I don't remember who I got it from. I can try to find that. If I find it, I will link it below. I'll just add one of these little sheets here. I could have made the paper wider to cover that space, but it gives more interest to have different papers glued down. be there. Okay, now we're at 46 minutes. I didn't do anything to that page or that page. I might do something on this one because there's text here, but this one doesn't have text. So I probably, when I go back through to add any other details, I'll probably do something there. But I did add a digital fussy cut from a different kit that I had in my binder here. I know I'm going over 45 minutes, but I'm having fun. This is not a digital, but let's see how I like this on here. This is a pack of ephemera. I don't know. I'll leave this out just in case I don't see something I want to use. It has to be kind of, it has to have the right colors and a kind of a whimsical feel to it. I might use that. Or that. Something other than pink would be nice, but I keep finding pink. I used a clear flower on one of the pages, so I'm going to get this out. And I think I'll just go with this. And then I will end the video. Maybe I'll do another video, even though I thought I wouldn't do any. Maybe I'll do 2. So I might as well keep going. I'll eat some lunch, and then I'll come back and make another video. My daughter and her husband are going to stop in at some point. I don't know when, because I offered them the rest of the cake, or at least some of the cake that I made for my sister day yesterday. And they said, said they had to go out and run errands, so they would come and get it. But I don't know what time they're coming. Okay. Isn't this fun? It's fun to just not fuss too much, but still add really fun elements, because I think this journal is going to be full of fun elements and ephemera, but nothing too complicated. I hope you're enjoying the process, and maybe there will be a second video before I do the flip through. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.